As Robin Sherman once said, we grow fearless by walking into our fears. Hello, my name is Leslie, and today I will be talking about how university helped me overcome my fear of public speaking. This topic is important to me because I used to dread talking in front of an audience. I was afraid of not being perfect and what they thought of me. But through repeated exposure to public speaking, I was able to overcome this fear and gain more confidence. Today, I will walk you through my story. It would be how I came to get this fear, how I overcame it, and what I learned from it. So my struggle with public speaking started when I was in middle school, specifically when I was in 7th grade during my debate. I remember it was about whether violent video games affected teenagers or not. And I remember that as soon as I heard that we were going to have a debate, I started getting anxious. Even when I was preparing myself for this debate, I was really anxious, no matter how prepared I felt. The day of the debate arrived, and I went up the stage and started speaking. But then my teacher told me to project my voice more, and that caused me to break down completely. This event stuck with me until the beginning of university. In fall of 2023, I had my first presentation in lab, and we had to split slides between 4 people, and I chose the slides where I wouldn't have to talk a lot, just say a few points and that's it. And I remember trying to prepare myself for this presentation, especially since it's only a little bit, so I thought it was going to be fine. I did my index cards and everything, but then the day of the presentation came and it was my turn to speak. So I started speaking, but then my mind went completely blank. So I had to read off my index cards, and which cost me points because I didn't look at the audience at all. And after this presentation, I questioned myself and I asked myself whether this major was for me, because I knew that moving forward, I would have to do more presentations. But since I didn't have a backup plan, I stayed there. During fall of 2024, I had 2 classes that required presentations as the final assignment. It was Chicano Studies and one of my bio lab class. And for my bio lab, it was still with 4 people, so I thought that I didn't need to prepare myself as much. And I also chose the slides where I didn't need to talk a lot. But and then for my Chicano Studies, I was on my own. I had to do the project by myself and then present it on my own. And I prepared myself more for that one, and it went better than my bio presentation. Moving forward to fall of 2025, that was when I decided to choose the introduction of the presentation because I wanted to get out of my comfort zone and speak more and try to project my voice more without panicking. I was still nervous and all when I was getting ready or preparing myself for this presentation, but I told myself that if my mind would blank or anything, I would just give myself time to think to gain the information back. And so the day of that presentation came and everything went well. I was able to say everything I wanted to say without panicking or stuttering or anything. And so that fall of 2025 was a turning point of my life. That moment, the fear finally started to resolve. What this journey taught me is that I can overcome almost any fear I am willing to step outside of my comfort zone and prepare just enough to walk in with confidence, not perfection. Today I shared how my fear of public speaking began in middle school, how a series of presentations throughout university pushed me out of my comfort zone each time, and how it was finally resolved when I took on that introduction during my fall semester of 2025, teaching me that confidence comes from preparation and not perfection. These experiences shaped me into a more confident speaker. I learned that pushing myself past my comfort zone was necessary to grow. But just as importantly, I learned what people think doesn't matter as much as I once believed. Everyone forgets a small mistake quickly but you. As Demi Moore said, not caring more about what other people think than what you think. That's freedom.